What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man, coming to you with another great conversation piece on today. And before we get started, I want to thank you for joining me here on RMT. So let's go ahead and get into it today. Today, we want to talk about reaping what you sow. Yes, reaping what you sow. As we go into this topic, I want you to think about everything that you've been through in your life, everything that you're going through, and everything that you're about to go through. And just think about the steps that you want to take and the benefits you want to have down the road. And that's what reaping what you sow is all about. Everybody think that it's about get back, but it's about the things that you think about now, the seeds that you plant now, and how what is going to produce later. That's what I want you to think about today. Everything that you're doing, good, bad, fast, slow, whatever that you're doing right now, if it's something positive or even if it's something negative, are you thinking about how would this benefit me down the road? How would this benefit me down the road? A lot of people went and got a degree, went into the degree, and some people just got a degree to get a degree. But I think when you go and you apply yourself to any situation, that you are putting to reap the benefits off of it, you got to know what you're planting. If you planting a watermelon seed or you planting an apple seed, you're not expecting to get an orange. If you plant a potato seed, if you plant some potato seeds, you're not expecting to get a tomato. So in the future, you can understand that this is actually what I'm getting because this is what I planted. So I'm looking to the future to receive a watermelon because that's the seed that I put in. I'm looking to get this apple tree because that's the seed that I planted. And we sometimes just plant a seed and don't expect, or we don't anticipate what should be down the road. We don't anticipate that. We don't anticipate having the job that we want. We'll go and get a degree and just, I'm gonna just throw darts at the wall and see what it stick. And then I'm gonna go with that. And sometimes we can think about down the road and this is what we want to do. I want to be an engineer. I want to start my small business. I want to preach. I want to teach. I want to be a policeman. I want to be a fireman. I want to sell insurance. I want to be a multimillionaire regardless of how I get there. So that's the seed. But as you plant your seed, you got to make sure that you are putting your mind in the right place. And I think your mind is the key seed that we have on us, and we have to plant it in the right place. Because based on where you plant your seed, what I'm saying is your mind, where you place your mind is what your future is going to turn out to be. So if you plant your mind into Netflix, you plant your mind into movies, and you plant your mind into things that are entertaining, your future, I'm not saying that you're going to have a bad future, but you might have movies and might have entertainment to talk about. But as far as any financial, because you're spending a lot of your time towards watching TV. So if you're not going to be a critic, a TV critic or a movie critic or TV series critic, period, if you're not doing any of those things and you're watching a lot of TV, it's not going to help you out. Even if you're reading a lot of books, if you're reading a lot of different books and you are obtaining this knowledge, are you just reading the books to obtain knowledge, or you obtaining that knowledge and it's something that you're trying to build for the future? Because if you just reading to be reading, you're just going to be entertaining again. You're going to be a knowledgeable person. But with planting that seed and putting your mind to something, it has to be something that focus on you have an end goal to what you're doing. And you can see it down the road. So I want to get the best fertilizer. I want to do the best research that I can do to plant this seed in. Because even in a good book, if you just throw your seeds out on different type of land, And just say your seed or your ideal that you have, and you throw it out there to your friends, and say your friends are not your friends like you think they are. You know, roses have thorns around them. They look good, but if you try to grab the stem, it could stick you or possibly cut you, right? And I think some of my friends are like that. We can throw our seeds around them, and this will be a thorn bush. Yes, it can be a thorn bush, and it'll smother that idea, or it'll smother you as an individual, and it'll end up killing your dream because it's not in the right environment, and it's not able to nurture the actual seed or the things that you want to produce, and it's choking it out. Then you can throw it over on stones, stony rock, rock land. It's dry. You can't really, on the top surface, it might look like you can plant something, but underneath, the rocks are keeping the roots from forming in the soil, and it still won't be able to produce anything. And sometimes that's the people that we're around. They dry. They don't have the ideals, or they don't have the passion that we have for it. And us giving those ideas to them, and it's drying us out, tiring us out. We like, man, I don't think I can do it no more. And it's not nothing that's energizing or giving you the proper. It's not giving you the proper. It's not giving you the proper environment in order for that seed to thrive. And so once you get your seed, once you do your research, because certain plants only thrive in certain areas. And I use this for example. You can take a tomato. A tomato is it, well, they consider it a fruit. You know, some say it's a vegetable, but it's debatable. But you can take a tomato and plant a tomato, and the way the tomato grows, you have to raise tomatoes off the ground in order for them to be able to really take advantage of the environment that they're in. So then you got to make sure you water the tomatoes, and the tomatoes can't be out in too much sun because it'll dry and burn the tomatoes up. So they got to be lifted off the ground, right? And so it's a different approach for um, cantaloupe. You can take a cantaloupe, and a cantaloupe can be on the ground, and that's where they thrive at, on the ground. So you have to take whatever seed you got and put it in the proper environment in order for it to grow. You can't take and say that your friends, they want to be outside, right? They want to be outside. They want to go party. They want to go have fun. They want to do all the things that might not be as productive to the seed that you have. It might not be the right environment. The environment for your seed right now might be you being in the house, might be you studying, you going to class, and you making the best of the time that you have. It might not be the environment for you might not be you being outside right now. You might have to be in another environment in order for your seed to be able to produce. So the things that you are reaping, the things that you are sowing right now is discipline. The things you're sowing right now is some studying. The things that you're sowing right now is your patience. Things you're sowing right now is your sacrifice, because you'll reap it at the end when everybody else was partying, everybody else was kicking it. And not to say that they can't, some people can do both, but just say that you can't. And so all the things that you did to sow, now you reaping the end of it, and you benefiting because you put yourself in the right environment, and in order for you to thrive. And it worked both ways. We think that it's just financial, and we just think that it's the bad things that we do, but it's also the attitude and how we approach situations. You have a bad attitude, and you sowing bad, you talk bad to people, you rude to people. That right there, you gonna reap that too. If you putting negative vibes out there, you're always negative about every situation that comes up. You never can see the lesson, or you never see anything positive into every situation that happened to you. You automatically reach for something that's negative. You automatically reach for a worst case scenario, regardless of what's going on. And you right there, you are building that environment of negativity around you that's what you're gonna sow at the end. Now, am I saying, oh, just because I think positive, everything gonna turn out positive? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that everything could be going wrong, but the even when things went wrong in my life, I'm appreciative of it. I look at it in a positive way because that's another lesson being learned. So if it's something, if I come up against that again, I'm gonna be happy because I done went through this before. So I got a positive outlook even on the bad things that happen to me because there's lessons that not only I can learn that next time it come up, I can work through it, but also I can pass it on to my children. Also, I can pass it on to my wife. Also, I can pass it on to individuals that might be going through it or about to go through it, and I can pass it on to them. So even our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings are stuff that we can feed into, a seed that we planted, something that we sowing that we can reap the benefits later. It's just like even sowing into your kids and sowing into your kids, spending time with them, teaching them, loving them, showing your appreciation, being around not just financially, but physically being there too. Now, financially, it helps too, but physically being there to teach them and show them wrong from right and um, making sure that they grow up to be a productive person, you know. And you sowing that right now, you be able to benefit it later when they're grown and they be able to raise their children. And you can see everything that you put into them as they start to grow up. But it's also on the flip side as well. If you neglect your children, if you treat them bad, you cuss them out, tell them they ain't gonna never be nothing, tell them, oh, well, you just like your dad, or I ain't even want you in the first place, or pawn them off on other family members and make them feel like they're less than nothing. Some of them have to work hard to get over those hurdles. Some people have to go to therapy in order to be just a regular person because of the blemish and the scars that you put on them. And now they are reaping all that you sowed on them because they got so many personal issues going on with them because of you. So I want to tell you this right now. The seed that you have right here, what you sowing right now, if you watching this, what you sowing right now, you're going to benefit from it later. If it's good, if it's bad. So sow as many good things and many positive things, not only to the world, but sow it into yourself. Because you cannot give out anything if it's not a deposit within you. So you have to deposit those positive and those things that you want to reap. Deposit it in you. And also, as you continue to sow what you deposit in you to make sure you replenish yourself. But once you start to sow that, it'll come back. And I'm going to say this. Once you plant the seed don't grow overnight. It doesn't grow overnight. It don't grow overnight. Sometimes it take weeks. Sometimes it take years. But you have to be patient. You have to water it. Have to make sure you pull up the grass around it. And you got to make sure that you got a spot that's protected in order for your seed to grow. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. And also, if y'all want to be social, holla at me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Instagram, Stanley Nash Jr. Also, Real Man Talk Podcast as well on those platforms. And if you know anyone that you think that can benefit from what I spoke with today, send this to them, text it to them, share it with them. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, peace.